After 59 games of a tournament that we were unsure to begin with, given the global pandemic, we are here. We're finally here. It's the final of the IPL 2020 season between not only two IPL giants, but also two cities who go head to head in almost every field. So, without any further ado, this is the Smell the Leather Cricket Podcast. I'm your host, Adit, and joining me is my co host, Gaurav Bajaj, and let's just get straight into it.
Yeah, Delhi Capitals seems to be getting most of the things right after the last game. So I mean, it was a near perfect game for them. The last qualifier, they seem to be hitting all the right points, except that partnership between Kane Williamson and Abdul Samad. But other than that, they made that brave call of promoting Stoinis up the order, and it worked out well for them. They put up an above par score, I think, in that pitch and backed it up by taking early wickets. They would be delighted with the form of Rabada. So I think it has been a pretty good match for Delhi Capitals. Talking about the finals, they would be nervous. It's not going to be easy against a team like Mumbai, but there's some few things that they can strategize on probably look to see out the opening spell of Bolt, I think, because we have seen a couple of times this season that when Mumbai have not got early wickets, they seem to struggle. We saw that in the game against Hyderabad and against Rajasthan Royals as well, where Ben Stokes played a blind off an innings. So they would want to look to see out that opening spell and put pressure on one of the Mumbai bowlers, someone like Rahul Chahar or a Nether Coulter-Nile, because the only other bowling option that Mumbai has is Kyron Pollard, and you would not want Kyron Pollard as someone. I mean, as a Mumbai captain, you would not want Kyron Pollard to be bowling probably 3 or 4 overs in the final. So Delhi would want to put pressure on one of them. They need to do some few things differently for sure. And with the kind of form their players have shown in the last game, they would be confident that uh, they would be able to challenge Mumbai for the finals.
I think Delhi's last game against the Sunrisers Hyderabad just shows why cricket is such a unique sport. Just that one change, that one little spark, and you see a team go from down and out to right on top of their game. It just takes that one player to lift the team up, and that's what Marcus Stoinis did with the bat right at the top, along with Shikhar Dhawan, and that just transcended down to the batting lineup as well as when they came into bowl. I think they just seemed like a different side to the side that played against Mumbai in the first qualifier.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just as you said, putting up 20th up the order, and we did call for it. So
Yeah, we
yeah,
did call it. Yeah.
yeah, so that was a brave move, and you would expect someone like Ricky Ponting to be proactive in that scenario. He has seen Stoinis in the BBL, and it was a pretty good call, leaving out Prithvi Shaw, and more than that, bringing back Madden. He played. Let's not forget, he played a blinder of innings himself. So yeah, well done on that, and it's going to be a great match, I think, because the one team I think Mumbai would not want to face at this point is Delhi Capitals, and yeah, let's hope that we get a great and a pretty close match.
Ricky Ponting, you mentioned, and while Delhi might have an inexperienced captain, and on the other hand, you have a Mumbai team that has played a lot of finals, but when you have someone like Ricky Ponting who has had an incredible record when it comes to knockout games, just having that presence there might really boost their morale, and they can really surprise on the day. But now
For sure.
let's.
The one thing, although I would like to add, is they didn't bowl Ashwin post that over in the power play till the 15th or the 16th over, which I thought was a mistake on Shreyas Iyer's part, because during that middle phase where Williamson and Samad, and for a brief period, even Williamson was firing, they could have tried Ashwin in the middle overs, which they did not do, and probably Ricky Ponting would have made a point on that, and we would see more overs from Ashwin in the first half of the innings, especially with his record against Mumbai and especially his performance in the last match.
Also, what they could do is maybe go in with Harshal Patel instead of Praveen Dubey, given it's Dubai and it's a seamer-friendly wicket, more than the spinners at least. So maybe that's one change that could come in for Delhi Capitals. Other than that, I think it's a settled lineup. Do you see any changes, Gaurav?
No, I'm on with you in this. I think bringing back Harshal Patel would be a good call. He has a good head on his shoulders, so he has those variations as well. I think they would be seriously looking at that option. But other than that, I see pretty much the same team with Delhi.
Now let's move on to the hot favorites of this competition. Hot favorites by a mile. Mumbai Indians, they've been the most consistent side, the strongest side of the tournament, but on the day, they still have to perform.
Yeah, Mumbai Indians would want to play like Mumbai Indians, I think, and that should see them through. It's that good a team. I mean, if you just look at that lineup, they have 7 or 8 match winners in their own right. So, and they are arguably the best T20 franchise in the world at the moment. They might as well challenge any World 11 that's out there. It's that good a team. So they just need to do the little things right, as Rohit Sharma did mention in his uh, presentation as well. So I don't see them being overawed by the occasion as well. They've been there 5 times and won it 4 times the most by any team. So they know how to win the finals. And let's not forget, they won the last 2 finals by 1 run. So they know how to cope the pressure as well. And it's going to be so much about who handles the pressure well. And I think Mumbai has that edge in that regard too. So Mumbai would just want to go out there and play like they have played throughout the tournament, and not think too much about the opposition. They have the firepower in all their departments, and they would be backing their players to come good.
Now, we've heard that Bolt has a little bit of a niggle, so he might not make the 11. If he does not, which let's hope he does, who do you see as a replacement for Trent Bolt?
Yeah, that would be a significant change if he does not play. But Pattinson, I think, would be a straight swap for him, because that's how Mumbai Indians like to go in the games with 2 overseas fast bowlers, Pollard and De Kock at the top. And Pattinson has done well in many of the matches that he has played. But they would be hoping that Bolt comes in. He gives those extra wickets. He takes those extra wickets at the top, and we've seen he's bowled some good death overs as well this season. But other than that, I don't see any other changes in Mumbai. What do you think? I mean, do you see any other changes apart from that? Probably, if Bolt does come back in, probably replace Nathan Coulter-Nile with Pattinson, because Coulter-Nile has blown hot and cold this season. Do you see Mumbai changing that?
Not really, because even Pattinson has been kind of inconsistent, and given Coulter-Nile bowled decently in the last game, I think they would stick with that, as Mumbai is not a side to make too many changes.
Yeah, also one more thing I would like to add is Mumbai would be very keen to win this championship and put that debate to end as to who is the best IPL team ever. It's always been, whether it's Chennai, whether it's Mumbai, and if they can win this one, and that would be 5 titles out of 6, I think that debate would come to an end, because they, even if they don't, with the dominance that they have shown this season, they are the best team of this IPL, but they would want to get that trophy and put that all the arguments against them to rest. So yeah, Mumbai would be very excited and very motivated to win this one.
But that might also bring some pressure, given that we know their favorites, they themselves know their favorites for this. Will that play a role in this game?
I don't think it would. Their players, the core that they have, they've been in the finals for 4 times, some of them 3 times. So they know how to handle it. I mean, guys like Pollard and Rohit Sharma and Bumrah and Pandya, we have seen them play very well in during the pressure situations. And Jasprit Bumrah had taken 2 wickets in each of the last finals and very important wickets. One of that was Dhoni, if I remember, during the 2017 IPL final, which was a very crucial moment as well. Even in the last IPL, he bowled uh, pretty well. We all remember Malinga's last over, but it was him who gave that cushion of defending, I guess, 9 or 10 runs in the final over. So Bumrah would be again the key player, one of the key players for Mumbai to clinch them this title.
Before moving on to our key players, let's do our segment of trivia and stats where we bring up a few interesting tidbits about things that could influence this game. And given this is a knockout game, we're going to keep this to a minimum because, as you saw with Dhawan and Rabada, they just showed that whatever you do on the day, that's all that matters. And speaking of Rabada, his tally of 29 wickets is the second highest by a single bowler in any IPL edition.
Wow.
Bumrah, on the other hand, with his 27 wickets, is the highest by an Indian bowler in any IPL edition. And one other interesting fact that is specific to finals and qualifiers is that in the last 4 years, the team that has won the qualifier 1 has a 3-0 head-to-head over the winner of the qualifier 2. The only team that reversed that was Mumbai against RPS in 2017. So this has been our key stats and trivia section. Now let's move on to our key player section. And Gaurav, give me your key player from Mumbai and one from Delhi.
Okay. For Mumbai, it's very difficult. Again, there are some players in form, many of them. But I think Surya Kumar Yadav is going to be the key player for them. The reason being, if Delhi do play Praveen Dubey again, so that would be 3 spinners and possibly 12 overs of spin bowling, which means Surya Kumar Yadav's importance is going to be right up there because he plays spin very well and he is counter attacking. He dominates the spin bowlers and they have some quality top class spinners as well. So if he can dominate the spinners as he did the last game, Delhi would have to change their tactics and bring back the likes of Nokia and Rabada during the middle overs, which gives the cushion to guys like Pandya and Pollards to go hard at the end. They might get overs of Stoinis and other spinners in those last overs and can really cash in on those overs. So Surya Kumar Yadav would be my pick for Mumbai. What would be yours?
That's a
Adit?
solid choice. Mine would be one lower than him, which is Ishan Kishan. I feel like the way he's played this season, he's really come through for Mumbai. He's hit the most number of sixes. He just looks in top-notch form, and I think he can come in towards the middle and the end and really take Mumbai through to that high score that they would want against Delhi Capitals. Now let's move on to Delhi. Who's your pick?
Yeah, my pick is Kagiso Rabada. Now, Rabada, I think, would be very instrumental because the one way that Delhi can challenge Mumbai is when if and when they take the top order, they can get through those top order batters, probably take 2 or 3 wickets in the initial overs, and then challenge Mumbai to, kind of build the innings and not go after the bowling like they have all through the season. And Rabada is very capable of doing that. He's got the pace. He looks in great touch after the last game as well. So Rabada would be my pick for Delhi. What's yours, Adit?
Interestingly, I'm going for the same choice. It is Rabada for me as well. I feel like, as we saw in the qualifier, when he's carrying that bowling lineup the way he did, getting those 4 wickets, they just seem like a more settled bowling lineup. And against Mumbai, which is a batting powerhouse right from the top to number 6, number 7. They have batters right through. So you need Rabada to get those wickets, and only wickets will stop Mumbai Indians from getting that high score that they would probably end up getting.
Absolutely. Rabada has to perform and get those crucial wickets. Probably get Krunal Pandya and Hardik Pandya, Pollard inside the 10 or 12 overs probably, and then try and stick the score below 160. Then Delhi do stand a chance to compete against Mumbai.
Now let's move on to our match predictions for the day. And Gaurav, you've had an incredible record when it comes to match predictions since we started this. It's the final. It's your favorite team. Who are you going for?
Yeah, no surprises. It's Mumbai. It's not because they're my favorites, purely because how they have performed, and the team they have. They don't seem to have much weaknesses. Most of the players seem to be in great touch, and most importantly, because they have been there, they have performed, and they have won titles, which is very essential. So I'm backing Mumbai for this. Yeah, no other ways about this.
I'm going for
Aditya, I'm
Delhi
pretty sure.
Capitals. Though.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I am, because um, they've played 3 against Mumbai this season. They've lost all 3. I think they have nothing to lose in this final. They can just go out there and express themselves, and you have Ricky Ponting in your support staff who will let them do that. So I just feel like coming off their last game, they just look like they're in it, and they will put up a very good fight for Mumbai Indians. So Delhi Capitals is my pick.
yeah. Don't we all hope for a good fight? We would all want to have the finals like we did see in 2019 and 2017. Should not be a one-sided final. But yeah, let's hope for a great game.
This has been our thoughts and predictions of the all important IPL 2020 final. We would love to know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe, as this really encourages us to put out more videos and keep going on this grind. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be back very, very soon after this IPL season. So don't miss that. And yeah, thanks, Gaurav. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks a lot. We hope to see you guys soon, and we have much more content that's coming up. We have got BBL, we've got the Australia series down under. So yeah, there's so much to look forward to.
Lots of exciting stuff. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you all for watching. Goodbye.
Thanks a lot.